I would focus instead on the far more problematic issue of the United States government and other governments essentially giving a pass to the fact that a political party and its ideological backbone, the RSS, is essentially taking over a country and making it a one-party state. And I think we should focus on things like, for instance, the acting charge d'affaires, Atul Kashyap, the US charge d'affaires, acting ambassador, meeting with the head of the RSS. What was the purpose of that meeting? What was discussed? That was extraordinarily troubling, that he would meet with somebody who plays a role in that organization. Unless he was warning them, unless he was laying down an ultimatum, which it doesn't sound like he was, it was an extraordinarily troubling meeting and speaks to the fact that the US government is not in the right posture in dealing the leadership of India such as it is. Instead of acknowledging what's going on here, we're essentially acting as though it's business as usual. Meeting with the head of a paramilitary, ideologically driven organization that promotes extraordinarily racist and some might say even autocratic ideas is highly troubling. Meet with the leaders of the government. You have to do that. That's what diplomacy is. But that entire meeting sent a terrible message. And I bring it up because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about turning a page in the US government, both Congress and the administration and subsequent administrations, really making it clear and sending a strong message that they don't like what's going on and that they don't see a future in a partnership with a country that's led not by democratic leaders, but by essentially a one-party, by a party, as opposed to democratically elected leaders. But again, that brings me back to why it was so disturbing that a US official met with the head of RSS. And I want to be clear about what was disturbing. Obviously, US diplomats are entitled to meet with private actors. They meet with heads of political parties and countries, heads of opposition, journalists, musicians, there's cultural, that's okay. But when there is a ideological organization that is either taking over a country and basically undermining its pluralism and democracy, or has done so already, or has used hateful, racist, or authoritarian rhetoric, that's a group that must be avoided, because simply meeting, endorsing the idea that they have some kind of legitimacy in the Indian political world, in the Indian political system. And that's why it was so problematic. It doesn't matter if the US can say diplomats are entitled to meet with all parties, or diplomats, that we use the occasion to impress strong principles. If that's so, the benefits were outweighed by the costs. The costs were far, far higher. Just to be clear, the United States does not meet with party heads in one-party states. We don't go to the Vietnam the United States does not attend the Vietnam Communist Party's, General Assembly Jubilee, just as the US ambassador to Germany in 1933 did not attend Nazi rallies in Nuremberg. You don't do that. You meet with other people. You do not meet with one party state party leaders. Meet with the government. Don't meet with party leaders who have overturned democracy, and certainly don't meet with them when they are spouting such hateful and dangerous rhetoric.